Aloha and welcome back to another episode of the Jacobi Jones Show. I'm Jacobi, act like you know me, Jones, and I have back in the house with me one of my favorite friends and queens, Omar Phoenix. Welcome back to the show, Omar.
What's up, Jacobi? How you doing?
So today we are getting into RuPaul's Drag Race Season 15, Episode 3. The show starts and all the queens have returned except Irene because she was let go. And the celebrity guest judges today are T.S. Madison and Marion Morris. I didn't know who Marion Morris was, but I learned through this. Marion, not Marion. It's Marion. And she's a country singer, right? You told me she's a country singer because I was like, who is this chick? But
she had a big pop hit back in 2017.
I love that she shared a moment with the queens in like
awesome.
the Untucked, where she was just like, all these shows said no to me, and now all these people audition with my songs, and it was just like a real full circle moment. But their maxi challenges, they're creating a commercial or infomercial about the afterlife or the queer life, where what would it be like if they went to heaven? They are separated into 3 groups. Amethyst has a group and Anitra has a group, and then there's a group called The Leftovers. How did you feel about that? Because before, I'm not a competitive person, but when I was just like, oh, The Leftovers, like, you know, like I'm sensitive. Like I would have felt, you know, no one wants to not be picked when it comes to stuff like that, you know?
Did they call themselves the Leftovers, or is that what
I think the Leftovers was the name that Ru gave them. Or maybe I can't recall.
I don't necessarily like that.
They separate into their groups.
It's kind of like it's like in season 3 when Raja, Manila, and Delta and Carmen Carrera were calling the others the boogers.
What I did like is that Sugar and Spice were separated, so we could see if they could stand on their own. You know what I mean? I enjoyed that they were separated. So they do the infomercials, and you know they go through the rehearsal process with Michelle Visage, and then they are presented. What did you think of the 3 groups infomercials? Anitra's group was first, then it was Amethyst, and then it was The Leftovers. I will tell you now. Anitra, my future husband, wife. Amazing. It was amazing. Was it not? You cannot sit here and tell me that it was not amazing. It was the only one where anyone laughed.
She just stood there. She just stood there and was like,
you mean Anitra?
Yeah,
but that's just the individual. What about the whole infomercial? It was hilarious.
Honestly, though,
you are such a judgy queen.
I mean, I do have to say that I did come prepared with it's poppers. No, actually, what I do have to say, I have to eat my words about your girl, Sasha.
Oh my God. First of all, she was like the timing queen or like this.
She had me hollering.
It was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Now, I think that Amethyst group, for me, they just failed. And I mean, in the Untucked episode, they tried to throw some shade on, just like, well, because Jax's group was like The Leftovers, and Jax was the only one who made it off the stage, and then everyone from The Leftovers was like on the chopping block. And I think Isabel or Malaysia, it was Malaysia, who said, well, our whole group is safe and your whole group is not, so you better check yourself. And I was just like, she right, but I felt like The Leftovers did better than the Amethyst group.
I 100% agree. And also, it's just so funny when Princess Poppy got picked by Amethyst group, so she said to The Leftovers, "Bye, losers," like that, and then we ended up seeing what happened.
You know, and you so wait, you know what? You're right. So Princess Poppy and Amethyst are in the same group. Mm-hmm. And then they had to battle each other. Spoiler alert to the end. The last 2, we'll get to that, is Princess Poppy and Amethyst. Okay, so then they have the Runway theme challenge, and it's Metallica. Who is your top and who is your bottom? Top and bottom.
My bottom was most definitely Princess Poppy. I also think that like Jax's was just kind of. I just felt. Remember that movie?
It was more like G.I. Joe, yeah.
No, more than that. Remember that movie Small Soldiers, where the little robot toys came to life and had to battle the Barbies?
Yeah.
It was like that.
Yeah.
It looked like Toy
didn't work
Story.
for me.
It looked like an action figure.
It didn't work for me.
And she was like, "Well, my namesake Jax from Mortal Kombat," and I'm like,
I think Jax is adorable. Don't get me wrong, but I just think that it wasn't.
"Girl, this is RuPaul's Drag Race, not RuPaul's Thirst Trap Race."
First of all, okay, I think that he's adorable because he has a beautiful aura. Okay,
stop thirsting after the queen's Jacobi.
Not orifice, aura. Okay, he has a beautiful aura. And second of all, this is my show. But no, I think he has like greatness to him, right? And
who?
I just think that
who does
they just didn't work well as a group.
Oh, but you mean like, do you think Jax has a great aura?
No, when I said aura, I meant like his energy. That's why I like him.
Right, but you think that he has a great aura, like they have a great energy.
Right. You know what? So my favorite metallic look, I would have to say, was Malaysia.
No,
Malaysia. I love Sasha Kobe. Sasha Kobe is my girl because
that wasn't my favorite metallic look. That was not my favorite. I liked
Malaysia's outfit, like all the chains, and like she did it for me. Kobe's group was very like Sasha Kobe's outfit was very much like, what's that Caribbean thing that they do, like Mardi Gras, but it's called something else. It's this festival that they have in the Bahamas. I can't think of the name of it, but it's like Mardi Gras.
Carnaval in Brazil.
It's like Mardi Gras, but anyway, they dress up real like elaborate like that with these big feathers and backs and things. And
I think you're thinking of Carnival.
Carnival, yes, Carnival. And she executed Metallica. Like she did what needed to be done. I give her that.
My favorite Metallica look was Lucy LaDuca, and this is why. Did you ever see that movie? It was a black and white movie called
Lucy.
Metropolis. Did you ever see Metropolis? It was this very old vintage silent film where this man falls in love with a robot woman, and they go into the into the underworld of the city and free all the working class. But Lucy's look, I just loved all the different colors.
We definitely disagree on that, girl. Lucy did Dolly Parton, right?
Yeah, she did Dolly.
Nah, she killed that. That
was my favorite Metallica look.
She killed it. But
my favorite performance though was Sasha. Was when she did the head snap thing.
That was just there was no way. There was no way they weren't gonna win because everybody, it was hysterical. Like it was just laugh on laugh on laugh on laugh. But so they have the Metallica challenge and everybody does their walk. His top is Lucy. My top is Malaysia. Your bottom was Jax, right? Oh no, you said Poppy. Your bottom was Poppy.
100%.
And I would agree with you on that. I would definitely agree with you on that. It just didn't. It was a miss for me.
Can I also say that I don't like her attitude?
That happened too.
I can already tell that the attitude girls are getting whacked quickly.
Because ain't no space for it. Not like in this age,
finally.
Like, we out here trying to heal and deal and be like a great community together. We don't have time to be bullying each other and being all nasty like it. Those are the 80s and the 60s queens and early 90s. Like these.
Well, and I have kind of a non sequitur question, if I can ask. Did you ever notice when the older season, and I know you said that you tuned in right around season 12, but did you ever notice when the older seasons were airing how a lot of gay people were like in our community were just acting meaner whenever the earlier seasons of Drag Race were on? Like when Bianca won, everyone just started reading each other at the club just out for no reason at all because they just loved Bianca. So and there's just no space for that anymore.
I think sassiness and bitchiness is a contagious thing and it can be a trendy thing. So I will say I think I do agree with you. And I think that's what shielded me from being a fan in the early seasons because I'm not with that shit. I'm not like, I don't do the mean girl shit. I have cut off several of gay people in my life over the years who we would befriend each other. And then like we would be hanging out and they would like start being bitchy and catty or think they could like make fun of somebody and kiki and haha with me and like, oh, we're the cute ones and those are the ugly girls. I'm like, I don't play those games. Like, I don't, my energy don't work like that. Like, I'm not a mean girl and I don't like hanging out with mean girls. So dramatics, I was gonna say dramatization, the dramatics and like the nasty side of it is what kept me away from it for so long. But then it just started evolving into like
it was a pop culture phenomenon,
cunty comedy. There's a difference between being just like a mean girl and then cunty comedy.
And I think that's what happened with Poppy, is that she came in thinking that she was gonna turn that up to 100 again, and same thing with Irene Dubois.
No, I agree with you on that.
No, and I don't like that. And as kind of as a nod to what you said, I'm a little bit older than you, and so I came.
Oh, I mean, a little bit.
Yeah, like I'm 44 in March.
Girl, I know you older than me, but I was like, is it only a little bit?
No, I'm a lot older than you.
No, and you're not. You're not.
No, I mean, I came out in the late 90s and we were all mean to one another. And I was one of the meanest ones. And let me tell you something, little queens who are potentially, watching this podcast and, thinking that you're going to go out and rule the club and whatever. Karma watches and waits, and time is your teacher. And I am.
Yeah, like I said, I never have been able to subscribe to that.
You're nice. I have because you're nice.
Thank you. You as well. I have ended a lot of friendships or like removed myself from a lot of different circles because it's just unnecessary. I remember years ago. Okay, wait. I'm not gonna go back down memory lane. So we're at the end of the show. T.S. Madison and Marion Morris are judging them. And they're basic Marion. It's not Marion. I keep saying Marion. Marion. They give them their opinions, right? And basically they said the same things we said, which was Anitra's group was hilarious. Amethyst's group was okay, and the leftovers group, they would not want to go to that heaven. And it just was their whole heaven thing was just misunderstood. It just didn't come across right,
I loved seeing Sugar be safe after the way they treated her. I loved seeing her be safe after that.
Well, great. I don't think they treated Sugar any kind of way.
I think they did because
I think Sugar allowed for herself. I think Sugar dumped herself down, and Sugar's got to work on that. At the end of the day, we are in control of what we put up with and Sugar allowed it to happen. When she said, okay, you just need to move over here and be quiet and I'm going to sit over here because we're going to work on this. Sugar just went along with it. Like, all right, I'm just going to let them do their thing. I don't want no confrontation. And I get that, but dumbing yourself down won't get you nowhere. Now, I agree with you. I'm happy that Ruth saw through that and she is still safe and deserving another chance. But I think Sugar did that to herself because she didn't stand up for herself. She even admitted it. She was like, I got to stand up for myself more.
Well, I don't know if you can tell, but with the dynamic between her and Spice, she's actually the more dominant twin. And I think so she was like I think she was doing that to herself for a reason because maybe she didn't want to portray that. And so she just went along. But I do think they were kind of, I don't know if you noticed, but these were the same girls that were talking about the social media queens, the Instagram, TikTok girls. And then they're getting what they're getting. They're getting in the bottom.
Well, I think I think they're jealous of Sugar and 100%. Spice. 100%. Because Sugar and Spice in their heads, like you said, they don't really have drag talent. They're just boys in dresses.
But they're funny. But you know what? They're actually funny. They're
hilarious. And they're just like, boys in dresses on TikTok kind of thing. And
did you ever did you ever see Courtney Act?
See what?
Courtney Act from season 6. She was one of the finalists. Mm-mm. So she's from Australia and it was Bianca and Adore Delano and her as the top 3 of season 6. And back then, I was like, oh my God, look at Courtney Act. She's just serving the true illusion. And now we have girls like Sugar and Spice, and I'm looking at them, and they're funny, and they can sing. They can I think they're doing home production.
Did you say sing?
They can sing.
I don't know if they can sing, but I know they definitely trying to be Nicki Minaj.
Well, I'm living for it, and you know what? The kids,
I like it too. But I mean, just
that's kind of the space we're in now, right? I mean, didn't you say that last week, Jacobi?
Okay, so at the end, Sasha Jacobi wins the challenge.
I'm eating my words.
I wish I had something to snack on too, because I was very happy to hear it. Now Sasha wins. The bottom 2, those are delicious. The bottom 2 are Amethyst and Poppy. So they go right into the back, into the Untucked, which we both watched as well. And the sad part was Poppy was just like, I don't care if I leave. And everybody was just like, well, why are you here? Because you should care. Every week you should be wanting, it should matter to you. And she said, you know, well, I just didn't want to be the first to go. And after that, I don't care if I go.
That's gaslighting.
No,
that's gaslighting. She was 100%. She cared.
Well, I think
she was upset.
I think that because I really think that she's not very competitive when it comes to large groups. If she was doing a drag show and there was like only 2 or 3 other drag queens, but there's 14, 15 of these bitches. You know what I mean? And
she's hella competitive, and that's why
I don't know. It didn't come across that way to me. And I think that she knew that Ru is listening, and this is my ticket home, because I'm over this shit. Because I know I'm not gonna win, and I'm just over it. And she knew if I act like I don't want to be here, then they won't let me stay. They'll send me out. Bitch, you don't want to be here, go. The door
Well, let me tell you, another way to get yourself sent home is to fuck up Diana Ross, which she definitely did.
Well, they did the lip sync for their life, and I believe it was Ain't No Mountain High Enough.
Diana Ross.
Yeah, and she, you
want to get yourself sent home?
They just didn't.
She
just didn't try. Like she literally was. It was like, okay, I'm gonna mess this up so that I can go home.
Yeah, she started doing like charades.
Is just like giving it her all.
I love her. I can tell she doesn't love herself. Just
that
makes me sad. Huh?
When you say I love her, you mean Poppy or Amethyst?
No. Sorry, Poppy. You have a bad attitude, so I don't love you.
Love Amethyst.
No, Amethyst.
Yeah.
Amethyst. 100%.
Yeah.
And here, let me just say something else, because I got a little DM from somebody who watched the other episode saying that I sound mean. Y'all, I'm direct. Okay? And I'm
You got it from who?
Somebody that follows me on my Instagram, that they're like, you sound mean. I am not mean. I am direct, and I have opinions.
You are a judgy queen.
Sometimes opinions are gonna, but sometimes opinions are not gonna resonate with everyone else's opinions.
But I mean, I would not call you mean. I would call you judgy. Maybe you should. I mean, you would definitely be
they're sensitive.
A hard critic if you were a judge on the show. You would definitely be a hard critic, because you know so much from the past, and I think you think about all the other work everyone else has done to get to somewhere, and but the bar's high. It should be high.
The way that it ties back to what we were saying, though, is the fact that I like Amethyst, but she doesn't like herself yet. I don't like Poppy. Poppy's cute, and everyone's like, oh, Poppy was so cute and sexy and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but when you have a bad attitude, that ruins it for me. But you have Amethyst up there, and then Amethyst is like, I don't like my nose, and that made me so sad for her.
Yeah. I feel for Amethyst, but Amethyst. Oh, okay. So Amethyst reminds me of this show that I've been binging called We're Here. Right? I've been watching it. Well, I haven't really been binging it, but when I can watch it, I've been trying to get an episode or 2 in. Right? And have you seen We're Here?
That's with Shangela, Bob, and
Eureka. And so I've been watching it on and off over the weekend when I've gotten moments to. And what's so sad to me is that I have fallen in love with Eureka. And I go to follow Eureka on Facebook today. And this bitch has been in Honolulu at the gay bar right, like literally 4 or 5 blocks from my house down the hill, there's a gay nightclub called Scarlet, which I never go to because it's a nightclub and it's loud and I'm not into all that. And she has been at Scarlet performing Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and she left Hawaii today. I had no fucking idea.
Oh man.
Eureka's been down the hill for me all weekend, and I could have seen her live in person 3 days in a row. Like, I could cry right now just talking about it because I've wanted, like, okay. Anyway, so Amethyst and Poppy lip sync for their lives. Amethyst gives it his all. Poppy gives it his nothing, to be honest with you. And RuPaul sends Poppy to sashay away. And he doesn't even care, which we knew. I mean, he literally flipped the girls off while he was walking away. Like, it was just a mess. And Amethyst, who appreciates this opportunity and it means something to him, like, cries. I think Michelle told him too that he needs to work on his makeup and not contour his, because his contour of his nose is making his nose look even bigger than what it is. You know what I mean?
It's definitely a Magnolia Crawford moment.
But I mean, he's just, like you say, he has his clear insecurities that come clearly through on screen.
Well, I just bet that if they get a little coin out of this particular competition, they're gonna go and treat themselves, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So what do you have any predictions for next season, next episode?
I think I think Jax is heading to the bottom. I think Amethyst is probably going to stay in the bottom, but I think we have a lip sync. I think Amethyst is like an undercover lip sync assassin, because you look at somebody like Amethyst and you're like, I wouldn't see it, but then you see them doing it and they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think Jax is heading to the bottom. I think Lucy is heading back to the bottom. Oh, excuse me.
I agree with you on Jax, even though he's like my little Puerto Rican firecracker. I just feel like,
what did you call him last time?
Puerto Rican he's a firecracker.
No, you had another little name. Like it was like a Polynesian Hawaiian nickname.
Menahoni.
Yeah.
I just think that I don't think that he works well with others. I feel like he's not gonna. I feel the same way what you said. Like, he might not make it too far.
Well, I think that's another bad attitude queen.
Yeah, I don't really. I think he seems like I think he just doesn't have patience.
Well, they're young.
You know what I mean? Like, he tried to take over that whole infomercial moment and just tell everybody what they were going to do instead of listening to other people, because he didn't have patience to, like, and that's not, it takes patience to be in a group, team player, all that. So there's no I
think Rue and the producers are taking a liking to Amethyst. I think they see an underdog in her. I think they see an underdog in her. I think they see a story in her. Yep. And so I think they're going to try to try to make her, I don't want to say the new Willow Pill, because I don't think that she could win, but I could be wrong. But I think we're definitely going to see. Yeah. I remember when I actually just watched back last year's season 1 of us recording this podcast. And I called it then. I said, she's going to win. I called it then, but I don't think that Amethyst will win.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Yeah. I do think that you're right about this Jax thing. And I think that, in all honesty, I feel like I don't know about how far Sasha's going to make it, which is, my heart wants her to take home the gold, right? But I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I feel strange, because even Michelle was just like, I expect a lot from you. Because, she's like the fairy godmother of this shit. You know what I mean?
Right. I don't necessarily see her making the top 4. I could see her in the top maybe 6. I definitely know who I want in my top 4.
Right. We talked about that.
Yeah. And I don't know. So I don't know if Jax or Lucy or Selena as titties are long for this world.
You know what? I've been watching, like, I have been watching the show We're Here and seeing, like, the trauma and the beautiful things that are going on that they have done for, like, these gays, these older, young, all, like, the We're Here show is amazing. Like,
yeah, the makeovers they're doing
is very, very different. But they put all these different people in drag, and it's like this empowering moment. And I have never done drag. Don't let the cute face fool you. I have never, ever, ever done drag. And like watching We're Here and becoming a fan of RuPaul more and more, I'm just like, I kind of want to do it.
I think you should do it.
I kind of want to do it, but I
When I
don't know.
perform,
I don't
I
even
have
know where to begin. And I would need the show We're Here to come like make me over. You know what I mean?
when I've
Because
performed, I think I've never actually done drag. I do wear like a set of heels. Sometimes I've had a drawstring put on my head, drawstring ponytail. I've had makeup done, but I still keep the masculine look because I'm obviously not masculine. And so I like to kind of bring out more of my feminine while also having, but it's kind of more of a gender bending kind of thing when I do it.
yeah,
Whereas when you see like Miss Tilly doing it, like it, Miss Tilly is like I love that.
I actually messaged her the other day and was just like, you would be great on the RuPaul show. You know what I mean? And we chatted for a
I don't
moment.
think she wants to do it.
I don't think she does either.
Mm-mm.
I don't either.
And she's from oh yeah, that's right, because Malaysia's from where she's from.
She's in Florida.
Yeah.
No. But that is the wrap of the show. Poppy went home. Sasha Jacobi won the challenge, and everyone gets to slay another day next week on episode 4. Make sure you follow Omar and follow me. Our things are linked in right here on the bottom of the screen. Ding on these notifications so you know when he posts, when I post, and when we post more videos. Love yourself, as we always say, and don't forget to smile.